Okay, hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at the Ovidius RX100 Qin Armour. I have no idea how to pronounce this stuff. This is another tri-fi hybrid earphone, and yeah, it's something that's actually quite interesting. I've been enjoying the past few days. I've been away for a week or so, and that's not because I've not been doing anything. I have tons of earphones in just now, tons and tons and tons, and I'm trying to get through them so that I can put the videos together all in one go. So over the next week, we're going to be putting out one video every single day, not just earphone reviews, but I've got a few different topics I want to discuss. Somebody asked me how I get started in audio and where I think it's going to go. Somebody else wanted to know, is it better to have one really expensive set of earphones, or is it better to have like two maybe mid-price ones, so like $1,000 earphones or $1,500 earphones like the Solaris Originals, versus maybe two sets in the middle, maybe an all balanced armature set, and throw in like an Excalibur for a little bass punch, so that you've got two tools for doing the same for a different job. So that's another video that's going to come out. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because anybody that wants to see comparisons between any of the earphones on this channel, as the subscribers already know, you can just leave a comment down below if you're subscribed, and you can say, do a direct comparison between this earphone and this earphone, and I'm going to do the head-to-head of those models for you. And I'll also like put together different scientific ones. Do you want to see me build cables? Do you want to see me modify headphones? Do you want to hear my opinions on the sound in cables, different things like that? So without further ado, let's get into this one. This is the Ovidius RX100 Qin Armour. I think it's Qin because you pronounce a Q with a CH sound. Anyway, a tri-fi hybrid earphone with two balanced armatures and one dynamic driver, which they call nanoscale fiber, some nonsense or whatever. Some of the stuff matters, and some of the stuff I believe in. Like this earphone with whatever driver it had. It sounded incredible, and I think it was because they triple coated the driver on it. You can see the review for that. It sounds unreal, because I think the strength in the driver is really changing the sound. This one to me feels like more marketing speak, but it is what it is. It's a 10mm dynamic driver with two balanced armatures on the inside. And overall, I think number one, it's a nice package, and number two, I also think it brings something a little bit more balanced to the type of sounds that companies have been going for recently. So Ovidius, I've never heard of them before. I know they've got a cool looking full-size headphone. This will have a look in a second. We'll just take a look at the packaging. So it comes with an outer sleeve, it comes with this on the outside, and those that watch the channel know that I crease myself laughing when it comes to the Chinese manufacturers. Basically, they must be using Google Translate or something. I think everybody knows that they do that. They throw down a Google translation of something that probably makes perfectly good sense in English, but ends up looking really stupid. And we're going to see that on what I think is the $1,700 Sendy headphones. I think that they've done exactly that, and they've messed something up. So this one as well. Ovidius. Sound for the Dream Wonderful Unlimited. Damn it, if that doesn't entice me to buy your earphones. You're asking $230 and you've got a misprint, or you've got a mistranslation on the box. Spend $10, get somebody to check your packaging. Apart from that, the packaging is actually really nice, and it's very complete as well. The earphones come sitting in here. I have it upside down, of course. The earphones come sitting in here. You have three different sizes. So you have large, medium, small, and super small, which is a little bit different. But I do like that they include these balanced plugs. They've got the 4.4mm balanced adapter and the 2.5mm balanced adapter, and I kind of like that it's right angled, because it takes away from that overly long appearance of it. So you put this in here, and it feels like a slightly smaller thing than if it is a straight plug adapter. You have the short clip, and then You get some more ear tips in a little box there along with a cable which is already on the earphones, and then you get this really really nice carry pouch. Now I do prefer a hard case, I do like that, but I think the quality on this is really really nice. I mean, I know these sort of things are on Etsy and stuff, but it's something different. It's something they've thought about, like putting something cool in there. I quite like it. It's more than big enough to hold the earphones. The earphones are made of metal, so I'm not too worried about the condition. I just think it's nice, well-made little case that they give you with it. So earphones, so the accessories, the tips are fantastic quality. They give you the balanced plug adapters, and they give you a great case. Top marks right there. Really really enjoy that and think it's very much worth its money. Now let's do the cable first before we get into the earphones. Cable is middle ground. I say that just because there's a lot of good cables. You can see here that it is holding quite a bit of memory. It does sort of kink and hold it, if you can see there. Here. When you have it wrapped up, it's not bad before the splitter, because they're using this quad braid pattern. After the splitter, it goes into a dual twist, which I think is more likely to hold a little bit more memory. But overall, it's not a terrible cable. It's not. Let's have a look. This is what I consider a good cable. This is the Linsol Nymph cable. And obviously this is a $100 cable, but just to sort of show you the way that it performs, it doesn't retain the memory, it wraps up really nicely. A little bit heavier, a little bit better made. This is just passable, I would say. What I do like is that they've colour coded the hardware with the earphones themselves. I think that's a really cool little touch. It's got nice little knurling there, 3.5mm straight with the strain relief on it. Quad braid pattern, so there's no transmission of microphonics. You go into the splitter, you have a little strain relief there, metal splitter in the same style as the plug. And even then the cable cinch is got the same style, the same sort of knurling on it. And it sits down flush if you don't want to use it. Then go into the top, generous ear guides, which are pretty nice, and the metal with the knurling again, and it's all colour coordinated with this red colour. I really like that. I like the type of red it is as well. I wish that the actual cable itself had been black. I think that would have looked a little bit better. But you can see it does wrap itself up quite nicely. So let's get into the earphones. The earphones are really, really well made, like really well made. Let's bring them in for a closer look. The lighting's a little bit off because I'm recording this in the evening, but you can see there that it's got this really cool, I guess this is the Armour design on it or something. It does nothing other than look cool, but I do like the way it looks. I really, really like the way it looks. The thing that stands out most to me though is so there's a little, you can see the protrusion here on the 2-pin connector. So it's a 2-pin connector, and it is actually hooded, but it's not hooded like the QDC standard that KZ use, for example, where the protrusion is quite large, quite prominent on the earphone. I really like this because it provides that little bit of extra protection from sweat and stuff, you know, if you're using them outside in a humid environment or something like that. The crazy thing about the design of this, and I'm going to grab something similarly sized to illustrate my point. This similarly priced, similarly sized. Let's see, what have I got round about this price? A little bit more expensive, but there's the Harmonic Dyne PD1. You can see the Harmonic Dyne PD1 has a very smooth, it's an ergonomically friendly shape. This triangle sits nicely in the tragus and anti-tragus. This thing is quite violently shaped. It has very prominent curves and very prominent taperings. When I pulled them out, I thought, I don't know if that's going to work. In reality, when I put these in my ears, they were as close as I've ever felt a universal earphone fitting to me as custom earphones. These things locked into my ears. I don't know if that's going to be the case for everybody, but for me, these things locked themselves in, were extremely comfortable and extremely secure in my ears. I really, really like the design, and it's all metal body. It's just about a medium depth insertion, maybe medium shallow. It provides, because the way it sits in your ear like this, it fills up the entire outside of your ear, and it's solid metal. So it's one of the best of this design. Usually I would say for noise isolation purposes, I would say something like an Etymotic ER4 or something like that is really, really good because of its deep insertion. But the metal body and the way this sits in the ear, it blocks out a lot of noise, an awful lot of noise. So sound is another area where I think it's managing to hit just right. The reason I say just right is this isn't anything that like blew me away, so to speak. It's fairly neutral sounding with an ever so slight bump on the bass. I think it feels more that way because I'm so used now to hearing these tribrids or bass enhanced earphones that are coming out. Everybody seems to be like leaning more and more bassy, which I do like, but I don't think it's perfect for everyone. And it was really refreshing to listen to these. They have good, strong, detailed mids, and the highs are very smooth. They taper off and they're very non-fatiguing, very smooth. These are a very easy earphone to listen to that works well with almost every genre you throw it at. It has just enough bass to be passable with bass-heavy music like EDM and rap, hip-hop, that sort of stuff. But I'm not going to say that if that's your predominant thing that you listen to, I think there's better options out there. In fact, the one that I'm going to review tomorrow, so subscribe to the channel, and you can check out the review of the Gold Planner earphones, I think it is, that I'm listening to right now. Those are in that same sort of price point, and they have really, really cool bass, but as an overall sort of purist earphone, I think these are more suited. Overall, as a package, I think it's a great buy. It's about $220, $230. I think it's about worth the money. The thing that I would say though is it's not one of these earphones that I feel is above, where they rank. Tin Hi-Fi P1, for example, about $160, $170 now. I think these things, people think I'm crazy, but I still think these things sound like $500 earphones. They're right up there. The way the planers managed to put forward the sound. The only thing is that something like this requires you to have a powerful source, so you're probably another $100, $150 or so at least to get enough power through these earphones. So really, realistically, these I consider a $250 earphone. So these are $250 straight out of the box, and they work fine out my phone, out of whatever device I threw them at. I think they're really, really well made. I think they're extremely comfortable. I don't think they'll be perfect fit for everybody's ears, but for me, these things were dope. As I said, the closest I got to custom in-ear monitor feeling from a Universal yet. The only thing that I really think that lets it down is maybe the cable, just in the overall quality. And personally for me as well, I think they do 2 colour options. I think they do a silver version as well, and maybe a black. I think there's a black, silver, gunmetal and red. I think they do it, and I think I would just prefer them in a more understated colour. But it's nice that they give you the option. I think they're cool. This is a good entry for them. Maybe fix the cable and fix your translation on your box. That's idiotic. Apart from that, rate these nice. Not worth more than they're worth, but yeah, for the money, really solid earphones, like them. That's it for this review. As I say, next one up is going to be the Gold Planar magnetic earphones, along with a whole bunch of Sendy stuff, DX300 review, and some of those other articles that I talked about, or not articles, discussions that we're going to have about like value for money earphones, earphones that hit above their price point, earphones that are not worth it. My thoughts on DAPs and DACs, like whether you should have a DAC or a DAP. those sort of things. If you want to tune in, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching again.